I was born terrified of death, yet ended up in the capital's strictest censor family. My dad was a hard-ass who kept his coffin in the main hall, ready for his final audience with the emperor. My mom, from a neutral Hu clan, would fight to the death for honor. I have 2 brothers. One constantly makes enemies of the powerful, while the other swore to defend his city to the very end.
Meanwhile, as a coward afraid to die, I dig 10 escape tunnels and sleep in triple armor.
Every night I fall asleep clutching a map of my escape routes. I kept wondering if I was mistakenly taken in by this crazy bunch until today, when a righteous lone girl showed up with a half-sealed blood letter.
I'm the real daughter of the Jadestone Mansion. I nearly kowtowed in gratitude. A coward like me couldn't be the daughter of fearless martyrs. If anything happens, our whole family is at risk. I can't stand this miserable life for even a second longer. Where's the clean water? Where's the silver needle?
I snatched the iron basin from the maid's hands faster than anyone else.
Dad, you better hurry.
Old man Dad stepped forward, staring at Aoshui seriously. Old man Aoshui pricked his finger. A drop of blood fell into the water. Aoshui didn't hesitate and cut her fingertip too. The family watched that small porcelain bowl closely. 2 drops of blood slowly floated on the water surface, then completely merged together. Done. I bolted back, grabbed my bags and shouldered them. Aoshui was completely stunned by the sight. Who knew you'd pull a move like this, Mingxuan?
So, what exactly are you up to right now?
I shoved all the ledgers, precious jade pendants, and 36 seasonal outfits into his arms. And here, take this. I tossed him a weather-beaten, worn-out little notebook. Aoshui scanned the treasures, then dashed into the vault, noting the handprints. Materials are prepared 3 days before Dad's monthly Imperial visit. Resealing the coffin, he escaped through the back secret passage. Ignoring a flustered Aoshui, I grabbed my bag and left. Arms grabbed my leg. It was Dad, the loyal Grand Inspector, sobbing at my feet. Girl.
Dad feels deeply ashamed, being your father, but unable to protect you. You've had a peaceful day ruined and suffered so much today. Please don't leave me. If you go now, it will break my heart.
Dad, please let go. I honestly want to run away. I'm willing.
The more you keep saying that, the worse it really makes me feel. Crack!
Mom storms out, holding a stick and a rusty old gun, and fires a shot that hits the doorframe.
Touch my 16-year prize and you're dead. Mom, please try to watch your temper. No one forced me. I chose to slip away.
Oxu's face turned completely green as she sneered.
All right, I'm going to go complain about this.
But if I do, will I not simply infuriate the Emperor? With the king's scrutiny, Dad's outspokenness will have us jailed tonight. Someone quickly grabbed Aoshui back, saying, "Don't complain."
He is right, after all. You are his own daughter. This house is yours to manage. The money's all yours.
The brothers ran home, and the oldest thumped his chest, shouting, "All right."
One is my little sister. The other is my adopted sister I've spoiled for 16 years.
Both of these individuals are currently staying right here. My brother quickly tore open my package, spilling out all the gear and survival supplies as Mom's eyes began to well up with tears. The girl even got the outdoor field gear all sorted out.
What, were they planning to go begging or something? I got dragged, and then pulled back inside.
At 1 a.m., all the lights in the yard went out. I fumbled in the dark and pushed open the secret passage under the bed, crawling into Tunnel No. 3. After 3 years, this tunnel hits the cave below the statue. I crawled 20 meters until a flash. Oxu stood ahead, staring. "Got you! How did you get over here?" "Your side's escape route, treasure point, page 37. Just remember, the tunnel entrance is right under the bed."
Best to move quietly on rainy nights to avoid leaving tracks. In the dead of night, sneaking around like that. You must be trying to snatch the Imperial Inspector's silver notes. I wasn't about to just tear open my package like Ioxu did.
Inside steamed buns, lotus leaves, wine, pills, 3 tigers, and a handmade gas mask. Ioxu paused, then called the clan over. Dad held the oil lamp, looking at the neatly arranged emergency supplies in the dark tunnel, tears streaming down his face. Mom picked up the gas mask, her hands trembling, saying, "Look at this, it's finally something the girl sewed herself." Big Bro lay down and checked everything one by one.
Wine pills, leftovers, lifesavers. Not a single valuable thing brought.
Mom all of a sudden started to burst into tears.
We're always ready to go. She packed these emergency kits early, then left without a cent, leaving it all for us.
Aoshui stood to the side, the 3 crowns shattered all over the ground. Her ugly old dad was crying so hard he could barely breathe, and I, ugly as ever, felt like dying. Is there something seriously wrong with our whole family's heads?
That night, Dad had the 5 courtyard tunnels sealed to stop Uncle Ming from begging.
I collapsed in the courtyard, watching the mortar pour into my escape tunnel, feeling like I was slowly being trapped and suffocated. Tunnel number 3. I ran through the I ran through the number 4 secret tunnel 3 times and spent 2 years digging the number 5 tunnel. I even hired a master to help me. All the good people were ruined, and my tears kept falling. Others saw filial piety, showing my devotion.
Mom said, wait for Dad's petition tomorrow. If you still want to mess with secret tunnels, then...
My daughter's messing with you, but you're not allowed to mess with me. I beg you, Dad, go appeal to the authorities. When Ao Shui was leaving, she paused at the door for a second.
Shen Mingxuan, I'm gonna expose your fake, playing hard to get trick sooner or later. Ao Shui, can you see through it already? Please, have mercy and let me slip away.
But she let out a silly laugh and backed off, thinking, I'm screwed. She decided to just chill and take it easy tomorrow. She faked being sick until Mom brought soup. She only recovered for the Emperor's banquet invite for the inspector's daughters, counting them and me. That made just about 4 of us. At the banquet, the consort beamed, but her smile hid deep bitterness.
I heard the Censors family just had a daughter. That's news to me. I sat down next to Aoksu, and suddenly she blurted out, Your Highness, the little girl is really the Censor's own flesh and blood. The one beside her is just here because of 16 years' worth of favors.
She paused, aiming to humiliate me before noble consort Huang, so the Emperor would despise me and expel me from the mansion. The lady's right. I suddenly stood up and slammed my own toes.
She's just a village girl, ignorant of etiquette. Yesterday she even stole some roast chicken from the maid's room. She's timid, afraid of bugs, snakes, and ghosts. Seeing a reptile last time, she jumped from the 2nd floor. Ladies hid behind fans, looking on in disdain.
Ao Shui slowly felt something was off the more she listened. Shen Mingxuan, you... Before he finished speaking, 3 figures suddenly fell from the beam in the main hall. Tan Guanghua lit the candle, and a shout burst out. The assassin charged straight at Consort Huang. My body felt 16 years heavier than my mind, but my street-smart instincts kicked in. I darted from the bench under the table, and my path just happened to trip the lead assassin's leg. He fell face first onto the bricks. The second assassin moved lightning fast, shooting an arrow at my back. I started seeing snakes. The golden threaded armor was my year-round lifeline to stay alive. As the assassin stared dumbfounded at his broken sword, I pulled a hidden leaf from my sleeve and went all out. The assassin got caught off guard, rolling on the ground. The third assassin held a sword to Ao Shui's throat. I rushed to pin Ao Shui and used the anti-wolf leaf again. Instantly, all 3 assassins were wrecked, like their systems crashed. Soon, the Emperor was exposed behind the screen. First, that ugly assassin screamed, clutching his eyes. Then I, covered in vegetable juice, lay on the ground. The Emperor laughed wildly.
Valiant General Hu risked her life to save Consort Huang.
Back then, I was fighting for my life. The Emperor granted me a title, True Princess of Lai County, and gave me a gold medal as a reward. A note called her the ideal Chu noble, never to leave the capital for life. Ao Shui stared at the gold medal, and for the first time, confusion flickered in her eyes. Was this guy really scared, or just pretending? Soon a letter revealed the Emperor himself planned the assassination. The entire thing was a total sham. His Majesty used the assassination to take military power from her father and control censorate appointments. There were even deeper schemes involved. When the edict arrived, the whole family was over the moon.
To show deep favor, she married the Northern Border's Grand Marshal to secure the alliance. But this Grand Marshal on the border is a ruthless killer who takes captives for fun.
This is not a real marriage. It is nothing more than a slow, painful death sentence. The old man immediately tore the Imperial edict in half. He ordered his sword sharpened, donned his robes to face death, while Mom silently spent the night sharpening blades. Eldest brother went to the temple to perform rites and save lives. Second brother was still at Shogun. No news yet. Proud and stubborn, I was hiding in the courtyard, fiddling with my sword hilt. As for me, I was curled up under the quilt, hiding like a sieve. Late at night, I pulled out a key from under the bed. I had spent 10 years alone, with just a shovel in hand. The tunnel starts in the backyard shaft and ends at a lodge 30 miles away. The whole tunnel is reinforced with wooden beams every 50 steps, with ventilation holes left along the way. Not even Dad knows where it leads. I inch forward as the ground shakes with thundering hooves. I kick a vent and see thousands of torches lighting the Yushi estate alleys. I would honestly estimate that there are no fewer than 3,000 riders. The Yushi family's gate is locked tight, sealed on all sides. Then I hear Aoshi's voice. She's dressed in red, holding a blade, standing right in front of the Yushi estate's main gate.
Call me Jia. All right, come step on my sword tip first. The head guard laughed.
The Imperial Censor's family none survived today. Zhenling pains from violent waters.
The first needle stabbed and left a stain on the floor. Old Ding broke through, with guards stuck in mud. Mom's weapons fell too, but more arrived. The eldest brother lay shackled, his forehead bloodied, fists pounding. In the secret passage, I peeked through the air vent watching this scene. The passage's exit was right ahead, just a little more time. I slipped away, heading south. I'd already got a spot ready down there and saved up some reward money. I changed my name, became just an ordinary person, planning to live a simple life through the new year. Walking on, I recalled that scarred face from the wall. Locked up recently, yet we mistreated him for 16 years. He stood guard inside, dressed in red. I moved 10 meters and stopped as my dad's howls came through the air vent. Heavy, something stuck in my throat. Old man let out a howl right in front of me, fingernails digging in, just poking out, seeing the moonlight outside, calm and steady. I took a step forward with one foot, then I heard my mom moving around. Girl, I really owe it to you ruthless bunch. I reached for my last resort in my bag. I hit a hidden pouch. The head guard tried to trip me, but I grinned and said, "I'm not running. I value my life, but don't think I won't fight." Then a venomous stinger shot out, piercing straight into the guard captain's throat. His eyes went wide as he collapsed. Grimy, he emerged from the dirt holding a poison dart gun. The reckless deputy boss drew his knife and lunged at my leg. I spun around and slipped away, tossing out a smoke bomb as I went. Yellow gas spread, trapping guards and fleeing soldiers before the Yushi family. Tears fell during the talks, but no one had the right to fix this. This smoke is made from pepper, sulfur, and lime. Covering the escape, I dove in, grabbed Ushu, and ordered a retreat.
Shen Mingxuan, don't hang up your phone before you unlock your spirit.
I dragged him and ran toward the abandoned well. Midway, I grabbed Dad. He pulled Mom, and my brother trailed. We fled the dark tunnel for our lives. 500 meters in, a bright chamber appeared, housing stone huts, grain, and weapons. Over in a corner, Qingyun was alone by a clear spring and a little stove. The whole family was stunned. Dad's voice cracked. "How much is your throat worth, girl?"
So, you are actually planning to rebel, huh?
I sat Aoksu on the stone chair, wiping dust off her cheek.
I just hoped to survive after you guys caused all this trouble.
"When did you sneak off from here?" I gripped my chest and paced the stone house, feeling uneasy the longer I looked.
At age 6, Dad moved the longevity tablet to the main hall by the horse gate. You've been stealing from Mom for 10 years now?
Her voice cracked. Aoksu suddenly grabbed my hand, staring at the fresh blood from a scratch on my arm.
He wrote it down, then silently took wound powder from the cabinet and applied it for me.
Then he said, "Thanks, sis." That was the first time he called me sis, and I suddenly felt my eyes sting. From underground, I could hear the guards searching around, but there was no way they could find hidden passage number 10, since the entrance was at the bottom of the neck pit, and you had to press 3 marked bricks at the same level to open the secret door. It was the result of me planning and revising it 7 times, working on it all night. The head guard could only humbly respond, "All hail the great and mighty Lord."
The entire Yushi family vanished out of nowhere.
Calling the Yushi's rebels, the Emperor offered gold for their arrest. My dad grabbed a blade, ready to fight his way out. Rebellion?
I, Shin Chongli, have been loyal my whole life. If he dares to pin treason on me, I'll go find him and fight for my life.
Hitting the table, ready to die, but hands off the grain saved for 10 years.
The whole clan looked at me, waiting to see what I'd do.
I tossed a detailed hand-drawn map onto the wooden table.
We're crossing the mountain pass to the border to find my second brother, simply because he's the one holding the whip.
The border is vast and remote, and the Emperor's orders don't reach that far.
Besides, I pointed to the escape route on the map, which was covered in red circles.
Those 17 marks are from the hidden locks I spent 5 years buying all over the place. Dad moved his mouth and Lindan said a few words.
This young girl is definitely not my biological daughter.
2 days later, all hid in the countryside, 40 miles out.
At the funeral parlor, we stopped. That secret lock was from age 12, bought with Shen Xiaokao's fake ID for a seller. I carried enough meat and water for 3 months. A blizzard hit, and I spread that half-blood letter on the table, reading it over and over.
These bloody notes my foster dad gave me before he quit smoking only show half my background. He ran out of time to finish the rest. I skimmed through that yellowed, worn paper. Ao Shui handed over the blood letter. He hesitated for a moment before giving it up.
I grabbed activator and rice water from my pouch, dabbing the liquid on the letter to no effect. But when I applied the rice water, faint blue-purple script started to appear on the paper.
Someone used special blood ink visible via a unique solution to leave a hidden mark in the blank space. I leaned in for a look.
Dying at Donghuang, Yuanzi was swapped with a nanny's girl and lost village side.
This trick was used to control the censor's household. If Shen Chongli dares to die by the sword again, just quietly get rid of his close family. I glanced at his trembling paper 3 times. It was him.
Right from the start, his damn sword slammed into the ground with a sharp clang.
As a proud giant warrior, how dare he use my own kin as leverage?
16 years of blizzard scattered everywhere, people blinded and begging for scraps, chasing rewards. It's a damn conspiracy. Blizzard held my mom tight as she wailed. Mom or dad, pounding chests, blowing fiercely, fighting. Crashed and huddled holding smokes, I faced my dead kin. My nose began to burn with a sudden sadness. Bao Zhuohaowen's eyes turned red as he glared at me.
Shen Mingxuan, you're no older sister. I used to think you were deep and calculating, but now I see you're just a good citizen pretending to be cunning. Everyone does their part. You focus on fighting out there and slaying the enemy. I'll stay back, clean the sword, and cover our retreat. Ao Xuan wiped his tears and smiled.
I set off early in the morning and ran into trouble by noon. Wild horses appeared. I rode into the forest and used a hidden blade to cut through branches blocking the path. Helping Mom up, I twisted the big fire, took 2 turns, pushed a rotten root aside, then slipped in. This was a secret hideout tunnel used for urgent communication on the route. The cave entrance was just across the small river. After passing through the tunnel, I pulled the rope. The buried canisters exploded with a bang, leaving those trapped coughing and wheezing in agony. Ao Shui waited by the riverbank. As the smoke-blinded warriors crawled out through the hidden door, he raised his sword and struck. Watching them sprawl in the mud, my father suddenly turned his hand to the side.
Look at my daughter. Just how many of these traps did you set along the way?
Not many.
How many?
18 more lie ahead. My father fell silent. 2 weeks later, at the pass, we saw that lonely city. Tattered banners draped the walls, and a dense enemy camp lay outside.
How long has the city been besieged? Half a month. We're out of ammunition and food. General Shen vows to die with the city.
Another fanatic loyal to the end. Biok Sui frowned, staring at the guarded enemy troops, and the Tian family looked at me again. 3 years ago. When my second brother and I came here, I dug a tunnel in the wasteland north of the city. The family didn't ask why, it was just in case. The tunnel is only 200 steps. The entrance is under a fake coffin in a graveyard. The exit is beneath the city granary. I led the family into the graveyard, lifted the lid, jumped in, and we emerged. The moment we arrived in the city, we ran into my second brother in the granary, his bowl shattered. Dad, Mom, how did you... He noticed Aoksu. Who is this girl? Your little sister. It's a long story. Aoksu cupped her hands. Second brother. Finally, he looked at me.
How did you get in here?
Through the secret tunnel I dug. Second brother paused, smiling.
I figured. Back then, you wanted to guard the border with me. I thought you only wanted to see military life.
I scouted the place. The city's worse than we thought. Under 800 defenders remain, half wounded, and rations end in 3 days. Big brother pointed out and said,
Tomorrow, when they take the city, they'll kill everyone.
Dad drew his sword.
We'll fight to the last man.
Mother mentioned,
Gathering the dead!
Corpses.
Eldest brother punched. Blizzard drew steel. Loyal kin clashing. Second brother looked at me.
Brother, I know you care about the family's safety. Take our parents and escape via the tunnel. I'll hold them off.
I looked at the weary troops on the wall, at the silent townsfolk in their homes, and at the group before me. Fanatics, ready to die for their country. I opened the heavy escape bag from the capital. It was a gunpowder arsenal. Explosives, timers, hooked bolts, special lubricant, and era-defining powder. My family stared like I was a black market smuggler. Who said we're leaving? I've been hoarding these treasures for 10 years. I've got to use them at least once. Everyone follows my lead. Ao Shui will lead the troops to lure the eldest and second brothers to guard the main gate, while I'll be up on the city wall, doing what I do best.
What is it?
At dawn, break the enemy formation, beat the drums, and have 30,000 troops press against the city walls. Once ladders are up, the first wave climbs, but the walls are coated with 3 barrels of top-grade lubricant. Reaching the middle, the soldiers slip and pile up on the ground. When they charge again, they are hit by a cloud of Xiang umbrella powder raining down from above. Inhaling it, their bodies are instantly frenzied. Soldiers drop swords, scratching as they tumble off the gate. Those below are struck, catching the Qiang umbrella infection as it spreads. Outside, a massive scratching frenzy erupted. Tower gods watched, stunned. Second brother's deputy stammered. Shen family's third sister. What you used?
What tactic is this?
A clever escape tactic that turns the enemy army into mindless zombie-like fighters. Then she escaped. But today, no running was needed. Instead, she braved the blizzard in a striking red dress, stood before the city tower, and gripped a steel blade. The enemy soldiers climbing the wall were thrown into chaos by the umbrellas and lubricant, defenseless against him. His blade was swift. He cleanly struck down his 20th poisoned foe.
Big sister, left side understood.
I gripped the left wall mechanism, my overnight modification, a barbed poisonous laser device. It fanned out, covering the left side of the city wall. Those who climbed up were riddled by the gospel. After holding out for 2 hours, the Die Eagle commander finally snapped. He mounted the battle platform and led his personal guards to charge forward.
The entire army! Follow me! Completely level this city!
50 paces out, I dug a pit, hidden by sand and turf. The commander's mount stepped on it, plunging both into the deep pit. Spike nets inside broke the commander's leg. From the wall, Ao Shui roped down toward the opening. One day, the commander's great riding serpent.
Loyal, he fell into the trap.
The city triumphed. Outside, 30,000 troops were routed by lubricant, powder, poisoned arrows, and pits. With their commander captured, chaos ensued. Second brother then led 300 cavalry in a decisive charge, with Byaoxue following.
300 against 30,000, but the enemy was no longer an army. They were 30,000 wretches driven mad. A complete victory. The enemy collapsed and fled for 100 miles.
After this battle, the reputation of the fake and true heiresses shook the land. Before I could celebrate, news came from the capital. His Majesty had sent 100,000 troops, led by Prime Minister Zhao Guangyi, my father's rival of 18 years. Their swords were aimed not at the border, but at us, arriving in 3 days, exploiting the censorate's collapse. That old fox gathered and purged all of my father's former subordinates. Now, he sat astride his horse and shouted up at the city tower.
If you draw your sword and kill yourself, I can guarantee the lives of the people in the city. Otherwise, there will be no mercy.
Citywide cries rose. Having survived the foreign siege, we now faced our own court. My father gripped his sword, his face pale. He looked ready to die. I stopped him, saying, "Father, give me 3 days."
What are you planning to do?
My specialty. Next morning, I stood on the city wall, facing Zhao Guangyi's army, and wept aloud.
Oh, fate! My father only rebelled because he lost his mind. It has nothing to do with me. I've been a coward since I was a child, you know that.
Zhao Guangyi watched my performance from his warhorse with great interest. Day 3, Ao Shui and I hit City Tower.
You coward! How could you do something so shameful? Yes, I am a coward, but it's you who won't listen and is causing your own downfall.
After the commotion, I declared to both armies that I was severing all ties with the censorate.
The Shen family's affairs have nothing to do with me. I am Jia Qianjin, and I wish to surrender.
Then I had my father bound and taken to the wall. Ao Shui tried to strike me, but my brother stopped her. Zhao Guangyi rejoiced.
That is excellent news. Open the gates and I will personally receive the surrender.
He led 3,000 of his personal guards swaggering into the Barbican. As his horse's hooves stepped inside, a deep rumble sounded overhead. The dragon-slaying mechanism came crashing down. 3,000 personal guards, along with Zhao Guangyi. Trapped within the stone walls of the Barbican, Zhao Guangyi looked up at me on the city tower. Zhao Guangyi, to be honest. I am indeed still alive, so I like to eliminate anyone who poses a threat to my life first. The hidden soars around Meng City, Zhao Guangyi's face turned pale, and Baoxue, carrying her blade, slowly walked in through the side gate of the Barbican. Shen Chongli's daughter arrived for revenge, but the end was uneventful. With the Prime Minister executed, his leaderless army collapsed. Following defections, the 100,000 troops soon surrendered or vanished. A week later, my father made a painful choice. He removed the ancestral tablets of loyal souls. Despite his half-year of loyalty, his family was stolen, his home investigated, and commoners were used as pawns.
A counterattack was launched.
When he spoke those words, it cut like a knife. I took the bloodletter evidence proving the Emperor swapped the infant and spread it through my costly intelligence network. Within a week, the news shocked the world. The tyrant's crimes were exposed in every court, and rebel forces rose like a tide. Yet what truly made our momentum unstoppable was not just our military strength. For 10 years, I built outposts across every province of Great Chu to the refuge, connecting these skirmishes into a seamless supply line. Postal routes reached the capital, and every 50 LI sat a secret base stocked with rations, weapons, and medicine. Whatever was needed, originally meant as escape routes, I turned them around to serve as the foundation for our military deployment. My father once again asked that lingering question.
Girl, just how much silver did you spend on all this?
Father, I put in all my secret savings from 16 years, plus all the profits I made from secretly trading medicinal herbs.
How much exactly?
40,000 taels nearly made father collapse. The rebels' crimes are unforgivable. A month later, they besieged the capital as the emperor cursed Qinhei's gates. Despite breaching the walls, morale broke, leaving 20,000 survivors. Such recklessness surely caused massive casualties.
Don't hit me,
I said at sand table.
Why is that?
He asked.
It's needless.
Unrolling the final blueprint of the Imperial City's underground, I recalled when I was 14. I posed as a trainee maid to infiltrate the palace for 3 days. Ignoring etiquette, I mapped the palace foundations. Later, I spent 2 years tunneling through sewers to reach the roots supporting the palace, rigging the entire area with heavy explosives.
You were planting black powder under the palace at 14?
My brother's voice even went hoarse. Back then, I wasn't planning to blow it up. I just wanted an escape route. If he tried to wipe out my family preemptively, I would have crossed the sewage channel alone, sneaked into the Imperial underground, and checked that every fuse was intact. I didn't light them, but instead emerged from the sewage channel before the Emperor's dragon bed. The Emperor was slumped on his throne, clutching the Imperial seal. 10 assassins remained at his side, and seeing me, they drew their swords without hesitation.
Someone behead him for me!
I pressed the ignition lock in my hand. Your Majesty, do you know how much gunpowder is packed beneath your exalted throne? 300 jin. Enough to turn this grand hall and all the buildings within 100 zhang into dust. One end of the fuse is tied to my waist, the other stretches underground. You are free to order them to kill me. If I let go of this rope, the rubble tied to the fuse will fall, and the two of us will ascend to heaven together. The Emperor stared in shock. You're insane. I'm not insane. I'm still alive. Your Majesty, I do not wish for war or bloodshed. All I ask is for you to sign this. I took an abdication edict from my sleeve and placed it before him. Whether fleeing in disgrace or dying a glorious death, the Emperor stared at me for a long time, forgetting everything else. In the end, he picked up the brush, abandoning the idea of stamping the Imperial seal. It was heavy. As the new emperor took the throne amidst spring rain, I stood outside the hall in heavy golden armor and a thick ceremonial robe, feeling peak confidence. This virtuous prince, backed by my father and the rebels, then issued his first imperial edict.
To clear the name of the censorate and proclaim Shen Chongli was loyal and wronged. The second imperial edict confirmed our lineage, adding us to the Shen genealogy, and gave the Protector General command over the border troops, serving as Chu's guardian and Jin's war commander.
In a blizzard, I stood in armor at the Hall of Supreme Harmony. The Emperor's third edict rewarded me, Shen Mingxuan, as he watched with interest.
You've seen the hardships of prison and defending the city. You faced the chaos, a truly admirable spirit.
The whole clan was watching me. My father expected a first-rank title. My mother wondered if I'd seek a husband, and my brothers bet on gold or a mansion. Only Ao Shui said nothing. He understands me best. I knelt and said, Your Majesty, this humble woman requests that piece of land on Nanshan.
What was I after?
To build a secret fortress. Deep moats, 3 underground levels, safe from fire, poison, and earthquakes. The new emperor laughed so hard he nearly fell over.
Yun Tefeng, bestow upon the Princess of Changle 5,000 taels of silver, brocade, and white leather.
As I was kowtowing, I heard the officials behind me whispering among themselves.
Princess Anping.
What is it filled with? After morning court, Ao Hui waited outside the palace gates. She pulled the commander's seal from her sleeve. Here, keep this. When I bumped into you, your military tally was on my back, and he trembled.
From now on, I'll fight for the world. I entrust the rear to you.
I hesitated, staring at him. He pressed the seal into my hand and walked off. After a few steps, he looked away.
I misplaced it.
The warm commander's seal in my hand felt hot as I stood before the palace gates. Finally, the Yushi family gathered. My father took the coffin that sat in the hole for 10 years and chopped it into firewood. My mother used that wood to cook a feast of my favorites, braised meat, ribs, and steamed fish. It was Aojui's first proper meal after growing up in the marketplace, and my mother kept filling his bowl. Meanwhile, my brothers, their faces flushed red from drinking, talked on and on without stopping.
Our third child is truly amazing.
Father slumped in the main seat, downing cup after cup of strong liquor. Near the end, he suddenly spoke up.
Girl, I used to think it was shameful that you survived.
I said nothing.
Now I finally see. You're the one in this household who most wishes for everyone to live.
He finished speaking and held his 9th cup, staring thoughtfully at the coffin shards. I chewed a salty rib bone for a while. Late that night, I lay on the couch, captivated. These madmen weren't so unbearable. I watched the moon, thought for 5 minutes, then got up. I grabbed a shovel and tiptoed toward the 11th secret passage. I'd mapped the grass-covered route long ago. Some habits stick. 3 years later, the censorate residence was the city's most eccentric mansion. It housed 2 famous people, the undefeated General Protector and the Dog King Princess, whose suitors lined the streets only to have their legs broken by him. Guests proposing to me just wanted my family's wealth and the Dog King's magical artifact blueprints.
I had high standards for a husband, wore 50 pounds of gold armor daily, and did monthly escape drills. I even dug a new secret passage.
None dared to try.
Urgent military dispatch trouble at the border.
Foreign troops were amassing heavy forces at the border. Our household switched to battle mode. Father donned his official robes to consult the Emperor. Mother took the dragon-patterned blade from the wall. My eldest brother prepared our men. My second brother reported the Ji family's border alert. And I, unyielding, put on my red cloak. Preparing to leave, I sounded the compound gongs and packed rations into the secret passage for 3 days. On the 4th, Yan Chui reported it wasn't an invasion. Fan Jin was an envoy from an ally leading a technical delegation to study Princess Gu Wang's cavalry techniques, specifically the lubricant formula, Qiang powder's components, and the rapid-fire heavy crossbow schematics. Ballistic excavation science and pit trap guides stunned me, but my merchant spirit soon awakened. A month later, the great Chu Shui family's Enping Emergency Application Academy opened. Taught by Shan Chang and Shui Ming, the curriculum covered city defense, secret passages, gas mask fabrication, armor maintenance, and physical conditioning. Crowds of commoners stretched from the inner city to the outskirts, all eager to learn unique skills for whatever they might encounter. Maybe that is what survival truly means, knowing you can always make it home. On opening day, Baoxue returned from the borderlands to the estate. That night, we drank wine atop the city tower. He wore a red robe with his broadsword, while I wore gold-threaded armor with needles hidden in my sleeve. Under the bright moon, wind sweeping the walls and 20,000 lights below, the noise was overwhelming. Baoxue took a deep swig of wine and glanced at me. Sister, still alive. I sipped some liquor, poured it in the river, eyes stinging from the burn. I gripped the weapon in my sleeve, watched the lights by the wall and said, "No one dares touch you, baby." You killed whoever crossed the line, then raised your wine bowl to mine. Below the tower, my eldest brother chased father, dodging wine as mother scolded their waste. A letter from my second brother arrived, saying he was safe at the border. I watched this in my golden armor, with my needles tucked close. Behind me was the 11th secret tunnel I had just carved out. Thinking it over, I figured I should still dig one more.